There's an award that goes out every year to GM for the year that has now been tarnished. I'll get into why I believe that in just a second. And two free agents left. Big breaking news on one of them right now, guys. Stay tuned. I'm about to bring down the house. Welcome to this episode of Panthers Digest. I'm your host, Greg Andrews. Yes, it is me. I'm just wearing a hat. I shaved finally. I'm not wearing my glasses. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Panthers Digest. Again, I'm Greg Andrews. I swear to God, it's me. Huge breaking news right now. Hit that subscribe button first before I get into this so you can stay up to date with anything that has to do with your back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers. Well, back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers. You guys know what I mean. I'm too excited to get anywhere other than this. Here is the breaking news, guys. This man is going to be a Florida Panther. He has come out and said he is going, well, he hasn't said, but Elliotte Friedman is breaking that Aaron Ekblad is staying in Florida. And it looks like they are making progress on a long-term deal to finalize him and take him out of free agency. Thank goodness. Don't worry. Don't panic about Brad Marchand because of this, guys. Take a look. Ekblad could have gotten a max 8-year deal AAV of perhaps around $9 million in the open market, but it looks like the state tax considerations in Florida, he's going to stay, and he's probably going to be taking a pay cut, guys. Do not get your hopes down and think, oh no, Brad Marchand's going to leave. I think in the woodworks right now, Bill Zito is already talking to Brad Marchand because this has not been released yet in terms of what exactly the contract is for Aaron Ekblad. But I'm sure it is a long-term deal of somewhere probably between 6 to 8 years. They're trying to shore up every single possible person that is a core player on this roster for long term. They have 8 players that are signed for 5 years or more. So they're trying to keep this core group of guys together. So big breaking news. Aaron Ekblad is staying a Florida Panther. Details of the contract have not been put out there yet, although it has been determined and found out that he is going to be staying in South Florida, guys. But again, if you want to check out what the contract is for, I'm sure the terms of the deal will be released a little bit later today once we confirm that the contract has been signed. But this is from Bob McKenzie, number one there, saying he could have gotten that deal. We also have, Elliotte Friedman reporting on this as well, and it is starting to come out that Aaron Ekblad will be staying in Florida. Now, that turns me back to this man right here. This is the thing we need to think about. How much money did Aaron Ekblad leave on the table to possibly sign Brad Marchand? Because right now, Pierre LeBrun has been reporting that if he decides he's going to test free agency, Boston and Toronto are two teams that are looking to try to lure him away. I don't know why he would want to leave Florida and go to Boston, except for the fact that, yes, that's the team that drafted him. He had his whole career there, except for literally, a quarter of the regular season last year and then the playoffs. And yes, he did help us win a Stanley Cup, and it was incredible, and he fits so much better down here. I understand your family's from there and everything, and I get it. But why would you go back to a team that is not going to be a Stanley Cup contender? Why wouldn't you stay in Florida? You've got a great GM, a great front office. The weather's amazing. There's no state tax. Everybody loves you down here. All of the players and the camaraderie and everything that you loved in the time that you've had here, you have fallen in love with. So what needs to happen right now is that he needs to start thinking about, do I want to chase rings or do I want the Brinks truck to be backed up? Do I want to see how much money teams are potentially going to give me? I think there is a lot of potential there in terms of what is he going to do? How is he going to go about saying, all right, is he going to be like the Rat and maybe just kind of like already made up his mind he's going to stay here as a Florida Panther and kind of like, oh yeah, I'll entertain offers and then give him the big middle finger and stay in South Florida? But I don't know if he's going to do that. I think at the end of his career, literally, he's probably got 2 to 4 more years left. He's already, again, the subtle hints. Yes, they're subtle, guys. Again, you telling me, oh, his kid wore a t-shirt that said, bring all 3 back. Dude, again, he's not waving a banner. He's not on a Jumbotron being like, look at my kid's shirt. Oh yeah, I'm going to put subtle hints and have these Freudian slips that come out. But guys, I don't want to hear any of this crap, okay? Come on. But anyways, so yeah, it's the Maple Leafs and the Bruins have his interest. The Bruins don't really make a lot of sense for except for the fact they drafted him, they kept him there. He was their man. He won a Stanley Cup. His name will probably be in the rafters with his number. But there's really no reason for him to go back there except for be a Bruin, retire a Bruin. That's it. Or do you want to end your career and chase cups? Being on a team with all of this camaraderie, being on a team where you've been accepted and fit in so well, being pals with Bennett and Tkachuk, being on a line with Lusterinen and Lundell and keep teaching those young guys and having that chemistry that was so important. That line was probably, I would say, the most important line in all of the playoffs for the Florida Panthers. Why would you leave? Again, I'll go back to Steven Stamkos being asked that question about free agency. Will he test the market? And he said, why would I want to leave? When he was with the Lightning, why would I want to leave an organization that has a great front office, that we're continuously getting into the Stanley Cup Finals? We've won 2. We've done this. We've done all these different things. I mean, why are you leaving success to go somewhere when you could end your career on this huge high note and win multiple Stanley Cups? There is a possibility, very real possibility. Again, there are 8 players that are signed for 5 years or more. Now there are 9 with Aaron Ekblad now signing. If you have Brad Marchand, and let's say he does sign for 4 years down here, you can have 10 players signed for 4 or more years. 10 players. 10 players, guys. Think about that number for a second. In terms of forwards, centers, all the guys, you already know the numbers for how many centermen and forwards there are. There are 4 lines, 3 guys per line. That's 12 guys. Okay, just do the math. Okay, I'm not going to do the math right now. I'm too hyped up. But if you have 10 players signed for 4 or more years locked into this team, that chemistry is going to stay. You're going to be hard to beat. You're going to be perennial Stanley Cup contenders year in and year out for the remainder of your career. So why would you want to leave? It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, I am digressing. So the big thing here is this man is going to be a Florida Panther for the long term. Again, I do not have any details of his contract right now. He'll probably be signing in the next few hours, and the details will come out. And when they do, I'm obviously not going to break it. I'll probably bring it up into one of my videos, possibly later today if Marchand signs, more likely tomorrow if Marchand ends up going into free agency and testing the market. But big news for the Florida Panthers. Aaron Ekblad will be staying in South Florida. Huge news. And why the hell not end the show with showing you guys the amazing plays by Brad Marchand in the playoffs this past season. God, wouldn't it be wonderful if he ends up re-signing and Bill Zito works the magic? And that was the other part of this I wanted to say. The Jim Gregory Award is a little bit tarnished in my eyes because for 3 years in a row, Jim Neal, the Dallas Stars GM, yes, I understand he is a great GM, but what the hell has Bill Zito not done that he has done that makes him stand out above Bill Zito? I'll give you just a little bit of a recount here. Okay, here's what Jim Neal has done. Okay, you ready? So 3 consecutive times he's won the Jim Gregory Award. He signed goaltender Odinger to an 8-year deal, traded for Mikko Rantanen and signed him to an 8-year deal. Wyatt Johnston extended him for 5 years and extended Sam Steele. Okay, let me run these by you. Bill Zito traded and got Matthew Tkachuk. This year he traded and got Seth Jones. He traded for Brad Marchand. He locked in Sam Bennett for a long-term deal. He locked in Sam Reinhart for a long deal. Am I missing something that probably doesn't make Bill Zito sound like he should have probably been the GM of the year this year? Oh, wait, I'm leaving out a few things. President's Cup, 3 consecutive trips to the Stanley Cup Finals and back-to-back Stanley Cups. How does he not win the award? But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Panthers Digest. Look out for more videos. Oh, free agency is crazy, guys. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully we got some good news later today with Brad Marchand signing as well. Keep your phones, tablets, computers ready. Subscribe, guys. There's over 20,000 of you watching these videos, coming back and rewatching or watching the new ones, whatever it is, you're returning back. I've got a little over 2,200 subscribers. My goal, keep this rising, guys. I appreciate all of your support. Let's keep this going. Let's get this channel blowing up. Again, thank you all for your support. and go Panthers.